Testing, testing. Okay, so according to Streamlabs, it's picking up audio, but YouTube doesn't seem to be reading it. I don't know. Whoever's in here that's not me, can you hear me? I might have to just. Oh, there we go. According to Streamlabs, it's picking up audio, but YouTube doesn't seem to be reading it. I don't know. Whoever's in here that's not me, can you hear me? I might have to just. Oh, there we go. Alright, so hello, one person who's here watching. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. Afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. Just kind of hanging out. I'll drop the, guess I should have put the Zoom invite link in the description here, huh? I can drop it in the chat and I assume I can pin it? I don't know, I really do not use Zoom, but I figure if I did it directly through, the YouTube, live stream, then I wouldn't be able to have people join. Kind of hanging out. I'll drop the, guess I should have put the Zoom invite link in the description here, huh? Drop it in the chat. I assume I can pin it? I don't know. I really do not use Zoom, but I figure if I did it directly through the YouTube live stream, then I wouldn't be able to have people join. Oh, cool. I can pin messages in the live chat. Neato. Yeah. I don't know. I always feel weird talking to an empty room, or well, feel like I'm talking to an empty room. But the 1 year quote unquote anniversary, I guess, of NFT NYC is today. And I guess they're planning a physical event for October, which could be cool. I'm not that far from New York City. I don't know. I always feel weird talking to an empty room. Or well, never been to New York City. Never really had any reason to want to go. 1 year, quote unquote anniversary, I guess, of NFT NYC is today. And I guess they're planning a physical event for October, which could be cool. I'm not that far from New York City. As far as other interesting news in NFT land, I think the gas crisis seems to be making Binance Smart Chain a whole thing. Like, I don't know why out of all the alternate networks, Binance is the thing, but I guess 90% of the ETH traffic or network traffic is probably DeFi people and stuff like that. So I know all that's going on over on Binance Smart Chain. A friend of mine who before I knew anything about crypto, he was doing a little bit with it, and so like he helped me out a little bit on figuring some things out, and so now I kind of like assume he knows more than me, but now I try to hit him up and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But he told me, or he texted me the other day and asked me if I was responsible for a token with the ticker egg. And I was like, no, no, that's not me. Like, my token is feathers. And he was like, oh, well, I thought maybe because it's on this Goose Finance thing. And I was like, what? I guess it's basically Sushi Swap on Binance Smart Chain. It's called Goose Finance. And I'm gonna just tell people that they named it after me. And I was like, no, no, that's not me. Like, my token is feathers. And he was like, oh, well, I thought maybe because it's on this Goose Finance thing. And I was like, what? I guess it's basically Sushi Swap on Binance Smart Chain. Oh, that echo is probably from having speakers. Yeah, let me try and figure that out. Audio input capture. Settings, microphone, okay. Audio output capture. Oh, okay. Okay, that should kill the echo, I think. Yeah, so anyway, NFTs in general are getting crazy. Like, I was telling people, well, I got into the space just about a year ago. I'd have to like go look on, I have to go look at the blockchain records and see when I actually minted my first NFT. I want to say it was right towards the end of February last year, and like I knew nothing about crypto. I had no prior investing experience. I had no interest in crypto really. I was uh I was working on learning drop shipping and like ran into payment processing issues trying to after I had all my websites set up and stuff like that. I figured if I'm gonna have like if I can't get a bank to do stuff for me like I would, because I already had no idea how difficult it was to get a bank to process online payments for you if you don't have any history of being a business manager, business whatever, and like don't have any sales records and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I can't sell anything online if I can't take a credit card. Nobody's gonna mail me a check and hope that I get it on time and get their product and whatnot. And so I was like, well, apparently Bitcoin's a whole thing nowadays, so maybe that's a viable option. And I started looking into that, and researching that uh, uh, ah, led me to stumble across the announcement for Engine's token and their SDK and stuff. And I've played Minecraft on and off for I don't know 10 or 15 years, something like that. And I was like, so I'm familiar with Engine, and I was like, what does Engine need anything to do with cryptocurrency for? Like, and why would they need their own? That's weird. Because again, I had no idea about all these altcoins and stuff. Like, I knew Bitcoin existed, and I knew Litecoin existed, and maybe I might have known Ethereum existed. But so I read the article about the Engine coin release, and they were talking about the interoperable game worlds that they're building on the multiverse network, and like actually being able to own video game items and stuff like that. And I've been a lifelong gamer, so like that was just blew my mind. And then I dug a little deeper into that rabbit hole, and I came across that was also the same time Async Art had just recently come out, and I came across the article about the first supper, which sold for at the time about $12,000, which Ethereum has gone up 10x since then, so it's now $120,000. But at the time, it was like somebody selling digital art for 12 grand. Like, how do I get a piece of this pie? And then I started figuring out all I could about it as quickly as possible, and I found my way to Cent and like realized there was a whole crypto art like thing going on. And I was like, this is really cool. So I started doing it, and that's been pretty much the entire focus of my life since then. 8 months ago, in the middle of summer, when everybody was all over DeFi, and like that was the only thing anybody cared about, I ignored DeFi. I shouldn't have. Now I'm starting dabbling in it a little bit more, but I was like, yeah, DeFi is gonna peter out at some point, you know, like, I mean, yeah, I don't think it's going away, but like, the hype's gonna die down, and then after that, next up is gonna be NFTs. And I guess I was off by a little bit, but we're seeing it now. Like Mark Cuban, Gary V, Lindsay Lohan, Soldier Boy, uh, Paul Logan, probably some more people like that are just huge names getting into NFTs, which is kind of kind of double-edged sword, or not a double-edged sword, a blessing and a curse. in a way. Like all these people are gonna come into NFTs, they're gonna have no damn idea what they're talking about. They're just gonna buy stuff that they think is relevant because the celebrity they followed in here did. And so there's the one hand where like it's gonna grow the space, and we're gonna get a lot of new people and a lot of new collectors and new creators, and it's gonna be awesome. But at the same time, we're gonna get a lot of ignorant people who have no damn idea what's going on, and it's gonna get real crowded and real weird real quick. Oh, engine craft. So as far as I know, right now, engine craft is totally accessible. Like you can, if you run a Minecraft server, you can install engine craft, and you can sync a specific Minecraft item to a specific NFT, and then like you can issue those NFTs like through the admin commands in the game. People can link their wallets to it, and I know there's a pretty well established project called My Metaverse that has a NFT enabled Minecraft server set up, and then there's another one that I'm trying to think of. I think it's ETHverse, which is similar prospect, but they like have their own token and a little different format and stuff like that. But that's very much what got my attention as well. Like I was like, I know who Engine is. I play Minecraft. Like, what are they doing in crypto? And then the whole multiverse network thing of like we're building this network of games or enabling this network of games to have items that not only are actually owned by the players but can be taken into different games with you. Like, and it was an incredible concept. Now I barely have time for gaming because I'm so busy doing art and trying to build a million projects that I don't have time for. But like I am not. I have no. Uh, I'm not hesitant to say that the crypto art space saved my life. Like very certain that with the mental health issues I've dealt with for a very long time, and like not having a job and stuff like that, when I got into NFTs in the first place, like COVID and the riots and all that stuff, which would have very likely kept me from getting a job, and I would have kept struggling. And like just the state of the world sucks. I'm pretty sure if not for NFTs and crypto art and the community surrounding it, I would not have made it through 2020. I would have punched my ticket and called it a night. So like anytime I can, like I've bought a ton of art. I've probably spent like 90% of what I've earned on art. Uh, and then on top of that, like doing drop shipping, I ran out of money after like the setting up the web hosting and the initial stuff like that. So I couldn't hire anybody to build my website. I couldn't hire anybody to be my social media marketer, etc. So I learned all that stuff on my own. And now like I don't want to do drop shipping because it's kind of like sure it's a profitable business, but like it's also kind of a grimy way to make money. Like you're just selling somebody something for 50 bucks and then buying it for 20 bucks and shipping it to them. They're just basically a middleman, but taking advantage of people's lack of knowledge. So like having the um, web design experience and stuff like that, I like and SEO and other things as such. Like so, well, if I could, I know how to do this stuff, and I don't want to do it just for my benefit. Like I may as well build stuff that's going to benefit other people. Like I got a few projects, and I got a few irons in the fire right now. The most important of which, and the most exciting of which, by my perspective, and the one that'll very likely be the soonest one to release is NFT Hub, which, if you're aware of Product Hunt, which is basically just like a product directory, anybody can list their software, their application, their service, whatever, on Product Hunt, and people can upvote it, review it, etc. And that's the basic idea for the core feature of NFT Hub. I haven't gotten the upvote feature working properly yet, and I haven't decided on setting up a review page or not. But there is a openly accessible directory of NFT projects and related stuff that anybody can add their project to with no permission, no verification, etc. You just have to have You just need to have an account on NFT Hub to access it, just to prove you're not a bot. And then that was the original, like, this is we something we need. Like, 'cause I found a bunch of obscure projects that are really friggin' cool, but like the people who make them don't really know SEO or marketing and stuff like that, so they just kind of fly under the radar and just sit there and don't get the attention they should. So then all those people can now come list their projects on NFT Hub, and the fact that all that stuff is there will be huge for the on-page SEO. So it'll increase the visibility of all of it. And then there's a pile of other features, honestly. So there's a open discussion forum for whatever topics you want to talk about. There is customizable social feeds that work similarly to Twitter, but like there's multiple of them. You can create new ones. You can set them up as public or private, so anybody can join and talk about whatever your topic or project is in your social feed. Or you can make it invite only, so like you could set up social section for your DAO, for example, and then just only invite the DAO members, and nobody else would be able to view or join it. Then let's see, there is a one of the really fun ones that I was really glad to be able to set up through support from one of our partners at Change Now. There is a cross-chain decentralized exchange. So like you don't need like a regular exchange account. You don't need any KYC, etc., etc. Like you can swap ETH for Bitcoin or Bitcoin for Dogecoin, so on and so forth. And I use that a bunch. It's like, because if it's not gonna work properly and anybody's gonna get wrecked on it, like I may as well be the one to do it before I offer it to anybody else. But I've used it a bunch of times, and that works really well. And another one that like has been talked about a bunch of times. People have agreed all over the place for the past 7, 8 months that like we need it. Is a unified public calendar where anybody can submit an event to be added to the calendar, and then as long as it's community facing, it'll be accepted. Like we don't need pack. No offense to pack, but like we don't need Pack's new drop is on this day at this time. Like that's about him and his collectors and his fans and stuff. And like they can find that on their own. Welcome. What's up?
Hey Bruce, awesome idea, man.
Yeah, I actually talked to Dab Dragon about it a while ago. Like it was just a spur of the moment idea. He was like, "Yo, that's cool as hell. Let's do it." And I was like, "I'm gonna do it with or without you, bro. Like you better get in here."
I don't know, it's a great idea, especially right now. I mean, everybody's trying to get into the space. There's so much information. It's hard to like get through, and like a million people have a million questions. So definitely.
Yeah, and I think it'll be fun. Just like whimsical, casual. Like I'm getting up in the morning, having my coffee, hanging out. Just
Yeah, no, same here. How long have you been in the space?
just about a year.
Oh, okay, that's a lot longer than most people, I guess.
Uh, I still feel like I got in late because, like, Rob Ness talks about like when he was making rare Pepes on the Bitcoin network on Block Party or on Counterparty. That's what it is. Of like,
Wow,
yeah, the
it's a
first
long time
NFTs
ago.
were on the Bitcoin network.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how, I mean, I assume that before recently gas prices were so much cheaper, right? And now I guess
Yeah,
because everybody's coming in, it's like unaffordable now.
yeah. I remember when I was first trying to deploy a smart contract, and like I'd put the last of the money I had to my name into Ethereum to try and get into NFTs because before that I had no interest in crypto. And it was like, oh man, it's gonna be like $50 to deploy a contract. Like that's ridiculous. Now you're trying to deploy a contract. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be $1,800, please.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I was trying to make my own collection on Rarible the other day. It was like $1,100. I don't have that,
Yeah, it's
you know.
insane.
Um, yeah, but you know, it's been really hard to understand like what the right strategy is to drop a piece of a collection or a piece of artwork, you know, and like which platform to do it on and how to get followers and how to get like collectors to be on your side.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like it's either you do it or you don't. Like, I mean, I've been here for a year. I think 4,000 people follow me on Twitter, but like, I probably haven't sold more than one or two NFTs all week while everybody's like talking about like, oh, sold out, sold out. Like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
Like, I'm happy for you, very much so. Like, not salty at any of the artists, proud of them. But like, hey, buy my art, please. Like,
yeah.
I
No,
would
no, I
like to
totally.
also have money.
Like I got in just last week, and I'm a photographer. So I mean, initially everything I was seeing was digital art and like 3D animation and all that stuff. So I wasn't sure if photography fit. But I also know that my photography is infrared photography, which requires a lot of like digital work, a lot of Photoshop work. And I mean, it's getting some positive, reviews and stuff. But I don't have the funds in that right now to really drop a proper collection.
Yeah, yeah, and then, like rare. I remember when Rarible, or when I first got on Rarible, it was like maybe 100 of us just dicking around, minting memes and stuff like that, just like having a good time. Now it's like 80,000 people. Like,
Yeah, no, it's real now.
yeah, it's
I
definitely gotten
spoke.
crazy,
Yeah, no, and I
especially
know that
just over
like,
the past few weeks. Like, it started
yeah,
blowing up
yeah,
like late last year. In October, Christie's did a async art piece that like has a physical counterpart. They auctioned it at Christie's, and it's like, what? That's like that was huge. Like,
yeah.
that's the biggest art auction house in the world. It's like 300 years old, and they're selling an NFT.
Yeah, no, Beeple is now
Yeah,
with Chris. Yeah,
yeah, and like now with the Beeple auction coming up, Christie's is now accepting Ethereum for payments.
yeah, it's crazy. And what's amazing about this is now that there's all these like platforms and kind of uses on the Ethereum blockchain, it'll never disappear, right? Like
Right.
before it was all about the fluctuation, all that stuff. Now there's a whole system based around it, so it's solidified the future.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Like, I had no interest in crypto prior to learning about NFTs, and like my first introduction was video game stuff. Like,
Yeah,
actually owning your video games items and being able to sell them on an open market or be able to take them with you to another game in the case of the engine multiverse. And that blew my mind.
yeah,
Like, this changes everything. And then like after that I saw the first async art piece to ever release. At the time it sold for $12,000, which at that time Ethereum was 200 bucks, so now it's got a historic value of 120 grand. But it was like, wait a minute, people are selling digital art for thousands of dollars, and then on top of that, the whole concept behind async art is just incredible. And like, I haven't looked back yet. Like, I haven't worked a day since, unless I felt like it. Like, this is my life now.
yeah. I mean, it's almost my life now. I still got my job. I'm still trying to, I mean, basically, I need this job right now to afford to put
Yeah,
my
yeah,
work
I feel
up.
you. Yeah,
Uh,
I've been on a few different panels and stuff like that, and like, I don't like, I don't really like to talk about myself, so like, I don't be like, oh, hey, this is my full-time job, so please buy my art so I can support myself. Like, and like, people don't really realize that. And I've had people ask me a bunch of times, like, how did you get to the point where you were confident enough to quit your job and do this full time? I was like, I didn't. I didn't have a job. It was I sell my art or I don't eat. Like, those were my choices. And I mean, I don't sell my art that much now, but like, I managed to get sort of decent at trading. But like, people talk about like cup and handle patterns and golden crosses and all this shit, and I'm like, I have no goddamn clue what you're talking about. Like, I look at a token and I look at the project it's part of, and I think about if I want, like, if I think there's value in it and stuff like that, and like those are the trades I make. And it's just random, spur of the moment, instinctual stuff, and I've been pretty lucky.
Yeah, and right now it's the early stages. So like there's gonna be value in a lot of stuff that maybe in the future won't. So I mean, this is why like a lot of people are selling out and all that stuff. It's just the novelty of it. I mean,
Yeah,
eventually this market's gonna get saturated like the normal art market with
yeah,
galleries
like
and stuff.
with like big names coming into NFTs from outside of crypto, like it's making the rest of crypto wake up to NFTs. And people
Yeah.
that have been investing in crypto and speculating on stuff for past decade or however long are like, oh, this is probably an asset that's going to appreciate in value. Let me buy this. Now, we don't even have like, I'm sure we have some, but like we probably have very few actual art collectors in this space right now compared to just crypto whales.
Right, no, that's true. But I mean, I recently spoke to an art collector, like a legit like gallery kind of guy, art collector, and I introduced him to the NFT space, and he's like fascinated just because Christie's got involved. So I know those guys are gonna come in
Yeah.
each moment. It's legitimized. Like,
Yeah,
um,
I think Beeple was a big turning point.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And like
Uh,
that was like Beeple's a legend in digital art. Like his art is amazing and like he's been doing
yeah,
it for 15, 16 years or however long. And so like as much as people were like discouraged about like, oh, this just guy just came in out of nowhere and became an overnight millionaire. It's like, yo, that guy friggin' deserves it 100%. Like,
he worked his ass off.
yeah, like he just got paid for the past 15 years of his work in one shot. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do, right? I mean, I've been doing this stuff for over 10 years now. It's really hard to get into the space traditionally. I'm from Beirut, Lebanon. I recently moved to LA. So in Beirut, there really wasn't much opportunity for the art scene. And then this comes along. It really seems like kind of the perfect thing, right? I mean, it bypasses the galleries take 40 to 60% for no reason
Yeah, it's
whatsoever.
brutal.
Um,
And then on
you
top of
know,
that, like you gotta know somebody or like you gotta have a following and like even then like you the people that are fans of your art have to make it to the gallery and stuff like
right,
that. Whereas
right.
now it's a 24/7 global audience. Nobody
And
needs to
royal,
know a damn thing about you or who you are.
yeah, yeah, and you get like 20, 10, 30% on each further sale. So like that really, I mean, the whole system is made to benefit the artist, which is how it should be from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's really an incredible and inspirational space.
but what do you think the best ways to like drop a collection or something?
I still haven't quite figured that out. Like I feel like people see a lot of success with like hyping it up a few days beforehand, like this drop's coming to this platform on this day, whatever. And I'm just like I'm minting it because it's done and I want it out there.
Yeah, I know, fair enough. Like I know there's one guy, Archangel or something. He's on Rarible. His stuff is really good.
Yeah,
It's
his
like
stuff's
up there.
incredible.
But he would always just release one of ones on Rarible day by day, and eventually he kind of made a name for himself. Versus the Beeple, or not Beeple's was already known, but like the Mad Dog kind of thing, where he just hyped it up. He really made a massive drop on Nifty and killed it. So right now I'm trying to talk to Nifty to see if I can do the drop there as like a promoted drop versus just doing one of ones on Rarible. Especially since these are my best pieces and I've worked on them for over 10 years.
Right? Yeah, good luck. No sarcasm, but like, honestly, good luck. But Nifty Gateway is very elitist,
Yeah.
and like it was started by the Cockfoster twins, and then the Winklevoss twins bought it. So they're like, who can bring us the most profit from selling on our platform, and then they pick and choose who they want, which I guess is fine, from a business perspective. But like the whole idea of decentralizing things and making it self-sovereign is that it's accessible and everybody gets a piece of the pie.
That's true. No, that's true. I mean, but can't everybody buy on Nifty? Just not everybody can
Yeah,
sell on it.
yeah. And I think a big part of the reason I think Nifty's so successful is like by default you pay with fiat, like you buy with a credit card,
Right.
and that. But at the same time, it's also custodial. Like none of those NFTs are actually in your wallet until you request that they're minted and sent to you, and then you have to like pay the transaction fees and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So you pay after it's sold?
I for the I think so. I don't. I've never bought anything on Nifty, but as far as I know, like it's custodial the same way like money in your Coinbase wallet isn't in your wallet, it's in Coinbase's wallet. It's just your account
Right.
on Coinbase. Like that's how it is with Nifty Gateway.
Okay. I mean, they basically created like an elitist form of crypto selling. Basically, like it's interesting. It's selective, but as a result, the guys make bank when they
Yeah,
sell on it.
yeah, for sure.
But OpenSea was interesting to me, even though it's like in a way it's the lowest of the low in terms of the platforms because it's so massive. But it seems like so far it seems like it's more or less free to make a collection. Is that true?
Yeah, they recently did that, where you can deploy a collection and then mint for free. And I kind of think that's a band-aid on a bullet wound, because as much as all the people coming in now probably don't know enough to give a damn, like the metadata is not stored on chain, so that's a bit iffy. But like it also there's no gas costs, so that's
Right.
definitely a bonus. And then Mintable has it now too. But if you do it on Mintable, it's through they have like a custom storefront for the gas free minting. And it's all on one contract, and like the platform pays the gas fees, and it's stored on chain and stuff like that.
Okay, so Minimal would be preferable over OpenSea.
Yeah, I think Mintable's got a lot of cool features. Um, they were around when I first got into it, and it just like never got traffic, and then they like kind of just kept their heads down and worked hard and put out a brand new version of the platform. They also have like a clone of their platform on the Zilliqa chain, which is like pennies for transactions. And like as a blockchain network, Zilliqa's been getting a lot of traffic and attention lately. So I
Yeah,
think the Zilliqa Mintable is going to start being a thing.
interesting.
And
Man,
another really cool feature of Mintable is that like their DAO setup is like instead of having ERC20 tokens that give you vote rights for the DAO, you have a NFT that is a mintable DAO NFT. And anytime you buy or sell a NFT on their platform, it adds points to your voting power on your NFT.
oh, cool. Okay. Doesn't Rarible kind of have something similar where they give you raries every week or something, and then
Yeah,
that's part?
yeah. Buyers and sellers get rarity tokens every week, and then like oh man, I remember when they first dropped it, I was all sorts of excited. I think rarity was like under $1 when they dropped it, and I got like $900 worth at under a
Wow.
dollar. And like a few days later, it went up over $1, and I'm like, I'm selling right now. Now it's hovering around 20.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
2022. Yeah. Yeah, no,
and
it's
like
crazy.
for a while, like initially, like there was a lot less people, and the distribution total, like it's 75,000 rari a week gets distributed to buyers and sellers. So when they first implemented it, there was a lot more going out to a lot less people. And then now, like you're lucky to get a few rare at the end of a week if you make a couple sales, and
Right.
the gas to claim it is a pain in the ass. So for a while, like, so I don't get many sales there. Like I just left it because I wasn't concerned about it because it was hanging out at like $3. It's like I'm not paying $100 in gas to claim $300 worth of tokens that I then have to pay another transaction fee to get ETH out of because I don't keep my
Right.
rarity tokens. But then a week or so ago, it hit $10, and I had like 100 sitting there that I hadn't claimed. I was like, all right, let me get this ETH.
So, like, if you don't claim it, you could still claim it at any time in the future.
hmm Yeah, it
Okay,
just like
cool.
builds up as the amount you're able to claim.
It would be the same gas price to claim it all at once.
Yep, yep. Like if you get 10 this week and you claim it, you're paying the gas fee to claim it, and then if you get 10 next week and claim it, you're paying the gas fee to claim it. Whereas if you just leave it sit there, if you get 10 this week, it just sits there, and then you get 10 next week, and it's sitting there, and you can claim the 20 for one transaction.
Yeah, so that's definitely a better like strategy. Uh, just leave it there.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, that's smart to hold your rare, Annie. I've realized a couple times that I need to not just dump my airdrops and stuff. Like when Uniswap did their airdrop, I claimed it in 2 or 3 wallets and I dumped it all at $5, and now that's like 25.
right.
Then similar thing with 1 inch exchange. I got 3 wallets on that, and I got like a total of 1,200 1 inch tokens. Dumped 1,000 of them at $1. Now they're like six. It's like, man, I done goofed.
I mean, like the whole space is booming, right? I mean, every crypto, everything, in just the past 2 months, just gone up like
Yeah,
hundreds of
it's crazy the past few months. Like somebody was asking me the other day, like, what do I do for work? I was like, I don't really know how to explain this to you because if you're not familiar with crypto, it's not gonna make any sense when I say I do fuck all. I just sit around and watch numbers go up. Like I watch my money turn into more money. Like it's a good time.
Yeah, it's crazy. But whenever I see something go up like industry wide this quickly, it just makes sense that it's going to fall down, right? Like it doesn't make sense to me that it goes up that quick.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be some price corrections at some point, but like then at the same time, as soon as like it dips far enough, all the whales are gonna be like, oh, let me just buy thousands of these tokens right now, and it's gonna pump it way back up higher.
Right. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, soon this thing is going to replace like NFT concept is going to replace a lot of things, right? Like from
Oh, yeah,
contract,
yeah.
everything.
I don't remember exactly who it was, but somebody who's like really experienced and like has been in the blockchain and crypto space for a long time. Was talking about NFTs on Twitter. They said like within 10 years, everything that's non-perishable is going to be an NFT.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you can't eat it and it doesn't like go bad sitting around, like it's going to be an NFT.
Right. Yeah. So like this is the perfect time to kind of get into the space, but it takes like patience because it is going to take time for it to be like that
It's
widespread.
it's definitely a learning curve.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's been a week for me. I've been like every day reading, and I'm still barely understanding what I'm reading. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine getting in now is so much different than getting in a year ago. Because a year ago there was OpenSea and Rarible and Super Rare and like that was the thing. That was it. That's what we had. Now it's like every blockchain has NFTs. Like there's a couple dozen platforms on Ethereum probably, and like there's NFTs that like control access to things, and NFTs that like you can stake for yield farming, and someone I somewhat know did a thing on Matic where it's interactive NFTs. Like if you had a game written in HTML and JavaScript, you could embed that into an NFT, and then through their interface, you can play that game on your NFT.
Oh, crazy. So
Yeah,
basically, sell like unique games.
yeah, yeah. It's
Wow,
really cool. It's beyondnft.com. It's really cool.
that's really crazy. And like this Decentraland thing is also blowing my mind.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Decentraland and Crypto Voxels, Somnium
yeah.
Space, Sandbox. I know Decentraland parcels. Like Decentraland land is insanely expensive.
Yeah. I mean, people are selling land for like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, yeah. I remember, like I didn't really feel like I would use Crypto Voxels land, so like even when ETH was a couple $100, it was like I don't have more than a couple ETH. Like I'm about to spend half of it on digital land I may or may not use. Like I haven't really had the mindset of like let me buy this and flip it later.
Sure.
But then a while back I ended up getting Crypto Voxels parcel. Like my first one was like probably 6 months ago. I got it for a little under an ETH, and at the time that cost me like $400. And then when they did when they added a new district to Crypto Voxels, I happened to be awake and catch notice of it on OpenSea, and like I sat up all night having a bidding war with somebody with one of them because it was like the lowest one I could find, and then like they won that one on at the last minute, and then uh, I decided to bid on another one, and a friend of mine was trying to bid on like was bidding on a bunch of them because he's like secretly a whale, and like he outbid me on one of them, and I hit him up on Discord, and I was like, "Yo, can you maybe just like not outbid me on this Crypto Voxels parcel? I'm pretty sure you have like 8, and I have one that I don't even like the location of. Like, just let me have this."
Man,
And
yeah,
so
it's
like
crazy.
he stopped bidding against me, and I think I got that one for like point 0.9.
What's your art on, by the way? Send me like your link. I'll check it out.
Oh, I'm like everywhere. If you go to beacons.page/exp, here I'll send you a link here.
Yeah.
I've I've a I've set up like 5 different link aggregator pages, and then I never update them, which I really should, because at this point I'm kind of everywhere. I'm on I got my start on Rarible, because that was the one place that like you didn't need anybody's permission or acceptance to get on. And then I used Mintbase for a bit because like the way they have their setup done I think is a lot better, and like they have full on-chain metadata through Arweave, and you can like add people to your contract to mint on it and stuff like that. But I mean, Rarible, OpenSea, Mintbase, Known Origin, Async Art, Mintable, Blockchain Art Exchange, Terra Virtua. I was super hyped about that one. I don't know if you've seen that platform at all, but like they
No.
launched just like casually came out of nowhere in like early last summer. Like, oh, this people are doing NFTs and stuff. Like, that's cool. Here's this 3D VR environment where you can display your NFTs, and we're giving you licensed IP licensed collectibles from Lost in Space and The Godfather, and like now they have Top Gun, and they recently did what was it? Not trying to think what the kaiju's and Pacific Rim. That's the one. They
Right.
did that pretty recently, and then they added like it's like what you have your it's like basically a living room where you can like put your like posters and stuff up, and like your little, they call them V-Flex. It's like their own IP, and then like you can put a little statue in the corner and stuff like that. Then attached to your fan cave is the Terra Dome, which is like a big ass hangar for like huge 3D collectibles. Like one of the ones that I think people were buying them for like a couple $1,000s was the like the Jupiter from Lost in Space, and it's like
Yeah,
scale to size. Like if you go in there in the VR environment or like on desktop, like it is to scale. This massive spaceship is sitting in here. It's
Jesus,
freaking cool as hell. And now they
that's
have like the
insane.
kaiju's and the mechs from Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it's crazy. This whole world is like insane to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's gonna eat the world. Like I can't see that in a decade from now, every single global brand ever is not going to be using NFTs for something or other.
Yeah, no, true. What I'm also worried about is the tokens that are available today are probably going to be replaced in the next few years by stuff that are better. And like I heard, for example, if you make an ERC 721 and somebody moves that token to another platform, you no longer get the royalties.
Kind of. Um, it is. Yeah, kind of. Like if you have royalties set on a Rarible collection and somebody sells it on Rarible, then you get the royalties. And like the way OpenSea is set up, if you have like if you have a collection created anywhere, OpenSea aggregates it and allows you to customize that collection on their UI. So like as an example, my Rarible contract, which I have a few of, like I can go on OpenSea and I can set the home, like the logo or the icon for it and the header page, and set the royalties for that or for that collection on OpenSea. And then I believe Zach from Minimal has an EIP. I don't know the number. It's an Ethereum improvement proposal, but it's the idea of it is to like wrap uh, NFTs and universal royalties. So regardless of platform, the artist gets the royalties.
Right. And it seems like OpenSea, you can go over 10%, but Rarible, you can do 10, 20, 30.
Yeah, yeah. I'm unfamiliar. I don't know why on that one.
Yeah. Here, I'll send you my, my, whatever I call it, like my tag or whatever, my address. I'm the same name on all the platforms, so you can just check out my stuff.
Yep, I'm the same way. I'm Bruce the Goose everywhere.
Mm, crazy, man. Yeah, and I'm really excited for this to like expand to photography, just normal photography, right? Like so street stuff and so forth. There's a new platform called Ephemerma or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that's
I was just gonna mention that.
so I'm gonna try to make an account there. But then again, you don't know which platform is really gonna make it, which one's not. Like there might be a new photography one that just beats this guy. It's still too early.
Yeah, it is still very early. Like at the I got to meet like kind of just happened. I met Joel Com from the Bad Crypto podcast
Yeah.
at the first DigiCon event that was hosted by the Splinterlands team, and like I think he described it the best anyone could. It was like we're before early adopters. Like the people coming in right now are early adopters. Like we were already here. We're pioneers. We built this space from the ground up.
Awesome. I mean, I'm on these clubhouse chats hearing like Ferocious and all these guys talk about it, and like Three Lau, and I know Grammatic's dropping his, I think today. Just stuff like that, and it's just like it's really crazy to watch it grow so quickly.
Yeah,
Um,
it really is.
and all I'm trying to do is just like put my put my mark right on this space, see if I can make it here. Because if I don't do it now, I don't think it will work.
I mean, I feel like it's just gonna keep growing and keep expanding and keep evolving and maturing and I mean, and like I've heard people talk about like trying to do like streaming and stuff as like their main source of income, and they'll say like it takes years to get a following to the point where you're gonna be able to do that full time. And like we're kind of at a place where like we don't have to wait years. It still takes time, but like we're here now at when like everything's about to pop off completely, and like a year from now when people from Coca-Cola are like, we want Coca-Cola collectible NFTs because there's a bunch of Coca-Cola collectibles. We want
Right.
NFTs. You know, it's gonna be like, hey, guess what? I know about that stuff. Like, hit me up, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you see, and it's interesting. Kind of like the tables have turned, where now these big corporations have to come to us individuals to kind of make it in the world.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Or like
it's weird.
seeing
It's like you
Gary Vee
combine it with
speak
the
about NFTs for the past week has just been like mind-boggling. Like pre-crypto, I was trying to get into dropshipping and stuff like that, and like I would watch Gary Vee's YouTube shows and stuff like that. I was like, he's a brilliant entrepreneur. And now it's like, yo, Gary Vee, guess what? I know more about this than you do. I've
yeah,
already
no,
been
it's
doing
crazy.
this for a year.
I mean, if you combine this with what happened with GameStop recently, and just basically, it seems like
That was awesome to watch.
ridiculous sells, right? I mean, that's what kind of like the world we've entered. Ridiculous sells, and at one point, ridiculous becomes not ridiculous, and that's what kind of we're doing here. Like everybody thought Bitcoin was ridiculous, Ethereum, all the cryptocurrencies. Now it's becoming very legit. Um, yeah, it's weird. It's like the democratization of art and democratization of the stock market and all that stuff puts the control in our hands.
Right.
Um, but yo, I gotta bounce. I have a meeting soon. But it was great talking. Really.
Yeah. Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, you too. I'll see
Have
you
a good
around,
one.
man.
Enjoy your
Peace.
meeting. To answer your couple questions here, Annie, as far as NFTs stakeable for yield farming, it's kind of in limbo right now because they lost their lead dev and they're trying to replace him and get things like uh, spark it up again. It's called Alpaca City. It's reminiscent of CryptoKitties. They like have the like they basically look like CryptoKitties if the kitties were llamas. But like their different traits are equivalent to like a different power level, and that power level determines how efficient it is at yield farming when it's staked. And then again, they're kind of in limbo because uh, they lost their lead dev and lost their momentum. But for a bit, like that was insanely popular, and like I think I sold a llama. I think I sold one llama like towards the start of it for a couple $1,000s, which was ridiculous. Then there's also what is it? Very Nifty. I'd have to find the URL, but Very Nifty. They have a variety of different available contracts where like you wrap it in whatever they want to call it, but like you wrap it into a very nifty NFT and then you can stake that and yield farm with it. But the way I haven't used it, but the way it works, I believe, is like you have to feed it, and like if you don't feed it for long enough, it dies, and then you can't get your NFT back, which is kind of a cool concept. I know there's a couple other ones. I know on Wax there's Our Planet where you stake NFTs and you earn Aether, and for a while it was just you build it up and you wait, but now you can use that Aether to buy elements and combine those elements to create new elements, and once you combine the right proper elements, then you can get a new NFT from it. uh, Cargo lets you stake their ERC20 gems in any NFT, and it will farm more gems over time. There's probably more that I'm not thinking of right now. Digo Finance, that's another one. When you sign up initially, they will give you a free NFT. You just got to pay the gas to claim it, which right now I cannot imagine it's anything worth doing. Because I think when I first claimed mine, like months back, it probably cost me 30 or $40 to claim. And like that was back when gas fees weren't ridiculous. But like they have different mining picks, and you can stake those in different farms to earn yield. It's there's just, there's just really limitless potential to what NFTs can do. Uh, Another platform that was something I was one of the earliest adopters for was the first crypto artist on it, and the first person in the world, as far as I'm aware, who commissioned an NFT through the purchase of an NFT. So like on with micro sponsors, you set up your profile, you can link it to your Twitter, your own website. You can get your social token or whatever token you want whitelisted to accept as payment, and you create an NFT that represents like I could tokenize an NFT that represents 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. And if you buy that NFT, then you are therefore able to redeem that for the time that for that time for whatever purpose was specified. And like I think my first commission I think I did it for 15 bucks. But like somebody bought the NFT initially for well they bought the NFT for 15 bucks and then like it was you have an hour of like oh create art so like you give me the theme you want and like I'm putting an hour into it and that's what you get. Then like as just another random example of a use case like concert or other events when the world's open again like you buy concert tickets and you have paper tickets that like you could lose or they get wrecked or you forget them at home and like whereas you could have a concert ticket that's an NFT that can only be like each one has its own unique ID. It could easily update the metadata to determine whether it's been redeemed or not, and like then it's in your crypto wallet, and that's generally on your phone, and like who's going anywhere without their phone? How do I close this friggin' chat? There we go. I really hate Zoom, but this seemed like the easiest way to let people join in on stuff. Gonna harass somebody real quick on Discord and get them in here. But like, uh, had I been smart about it, and also, if I had had the resources, like when crypto voxels parcels were coming out like in waves pretty steadily for new districts, like I would have loaded up on them, bought like a dozen if I could have, and then like I mean, in the real world we have all sorts of real estate moguls. People have all sorts of properties, they rent them out, they sell them, whatever. Like now we have the ability to be virtual real estate moguls. Like yeah, you can rent this, and there's actually a I don't know the token standard, but there is a uh, token standard that allows you to like wrap a NFT with a basically a rental lease, where like I could rent you this CryptoVoxels parcel, and like the agreement is that you give me X amount every month for a year, and if you default on that, then like you lose your rights to access it. I mean, I think within the next 6 months to a year, like I'm amazed it hasn't happened already. I'm like honestly blown away that there's not a NFT marketing agency that like that's just what they do. Like they provide that service for payment. They'll market your NFTs or your project or your platform or whatever. I mean, like in the old world, as I've come to call it, in the old world we got marketing agencies galore, and like that's their entire business model is we'll shill your crap. And like, I'm really surprised that's not a thing yet. Yeah, if you wanna send me some stuff on Wax, I mean, I don't really use Wax that often because I feel like all the NFTs there are relatively low value right now. So like anything I get, I just keep or stake in our planet if I can, because it's and like I minted little bit of art on wax, and then like I ended up doing an auction in a Telegram group and selling it for 20 bucks just so like I could get it sold. But I'm not trying to sell my art for 20 bucks, like, so I don't really do much art on wax. But I think that'll the market there will pick up, and I do think the wax NFTs are really cool. Like I like the fact they have Garbage Pail Kids and like now Street Fighter. I missed out on Street Fighter. I was planning on getting those, but then it was like, oh well, you can only get it through the primary sale with a credit or debit card. It's like, well, I don't have a credit or debit card. I have half a dozen debit cards, but none of them have any money in them because I don't hold fiat at all. Like my income is entirely in crypto, and I see no sense in having fiat when if I got a $20 bill sitting in my wallet 6 months from now, that $20 bill is still gonna be a $20 bill, and it's still gonna be worth 20 bucks. Whereas 6 months ago, Ethereum was $400 or $500, and now it's 2,000. So I tell people on occasion, like, yo, don't put any more money into fiat than you're willing to lose. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'll probably get some cards on the secondary. I don't have much wax right now either. I generally just anytime I get it, I just spend it on more NFTs, load up on stuff. But Dark Country is one that I'm really excited for. That's running on wax. From what I understood at the time, they were going to be multi-chain framework with wax, ETH, and EOS. I want to say. But like as a game, like Dark Country looks incredible, and like they're adding a bunch of different features. Um, and I spent I don't know a lot of money on the pre-sale packs, and then like when I was finally able to open them, I probably ended up with let's see, so I had like 126 packs, and each pack is like 10 cards. I probably have 1,000 Dark Country cards, and like they did I don't know if you paid much attention. I don't know if you're up to date on Dark Country at all. If you saw the cultist packs that like they're available for like this week long period or until they sell out. And if they don't sell out, the ones that aren't sold are burned, and you can never get the cultist cards again. And I ended up getting a couple one of ones for for the on the cultist cards. Like I got I think it's mythic rarity. I could look real quick, but I got a one of one mythic rarity cultist card, and like was I don't even know what it's worth because I don't have any price reference because nobody else has it to sell it. Every friggin' time I log into Atomic Hub, there's new NFTs in my wallet. I don't know where they keep coming from, and I'm not complaining, but like I don't understand it. Like why are people just giving me free stuff? Spe- Speaking of giving people free stuff, here's something I do not understand at all. Like Mark Cuban minted his NFTs on Rarible, and like immediately that day, like everybody and their brother sent Mark Cuban their NFTs. Like, yo, you realize this guy has billions of dollars and he doesn't need your NFTs for free, right? Like he's probably just gonna sell them and not give a flying fuck who you are and make more money. Like, I mean, I understand the idea behind it of like I'm gonna put my NFT in this dude's wallet and it's gonna put me like it's gonna get me that visibility. But it's like I put time and effort into my NFTs and it costs me money to make and send them. I'm not gonna send them to some rich dude who doesn't give a damn about me just for the hope that I can maybe get some attention from it. Unless maybe you set it up on Rarible where like I'm minting this NFT, I get 80% royalties, and I'm gonna just send it to some rando who has a higher chance of selling it than I do. let's see here. What was I looking for? Dark Country. Let's see. Filter by lowest mint. Yeah, I guess I could screen share to Zoom, huh? Oh, why do I have a million windows open? That show up separately? How does this work? Let me see if I did this properly. No? Oh yeah, okay, I did do it right. So yeah, like this guy here, he's one of the cultist packs and one of one. Legendary rarity. 2 spirit slots. And like, from what I can tell, like that's a pretty beast card for that game. I haven't really played. I have alpha access because I spent enough in the pre-sale. I actually like hit the tier. I tiered up a couple times. I'd have like 6 or 7 early access passes. Like this was from the cultist packs, and like they are not. There's no more cultist packs available. So like this one of one will forever be a one of one. And this is another one too. Mythic number 2 of 4 from the Dark Country Heroes packs. How are people selling this for only $80? Like y'all are crazy. These people must not like do Ethereum NFTs. Be like this like whole maybe not. I think once you hit the garbage pail kids, but like everything above the garbage pail kids is like stuff I just got sent to me in the past couple days. It makes no sense. Not that I'm complaining about getting free stuff, but like it just strikes me as odd. Now apparently I broke my stream somehow. Streamlabs is showing me, but YouTube is showing. Why you do this to me, OBS? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, I am going to mint new cards on Paris. I not a brag. I was actually the first artist who minted on Paris. The first NFTs minted on Paris were the Key to Paris NFTs, and then the second ones were the Golden Goose. And then for some reason, my wallet won't let me access it. Like I know for a fact I have the right seed phrase, but when I try to recover the wallet, it says there's no public address associated with that seed or whatever. So then just a couple days ago, I set up a new one, and I'm gonna start minting stuff there. Cause I know I did the Golden Goose cards. I minted 150 of them, and I listed them at one near, and like I listed 100 of them, and I figured I'll save 50 of them and sell them again later, which I don't have now. But like I those sold out pretty quick, and I guess like a lot of people are selling a lot of stuff on near. And with mint base coming in near, I'm like super hyped. Mint base is awesome. Nate and Carolyn are great people. Their dedication to their platform is admirable at the very least. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the CGC NFT event that's coming up. It's like a huge conference event for like NFT focused businesses and such. And when I was when I heard about CGC DApp when they were doing their first, I mean, I don't know if CGC has probably done events before that, but they did CGC DApp, which was like focused on blockchain gaming and other like crypto and blockchain and NFT focused stuff. And then I applied to speak at that because I'm building NFT Hub and I wanted to talk about it, but I was too late. They were like, "Well, the speaker slots are already filled up, but we would love to invite you to host the panel for Into the Metaverse." I was like, "I've never been a panel moderator, but sure." Like that sounds cool. And then they were like, "Okay, cool. We'll hit you. We'll get back to you soon with the final with the uh, additional details." And then they get back to me with the details, and like I went from excited to like feeling like a dwarf among giants. Like I'm just some random nerd on the internet, and somehow I'm the authority to moderate this panel with the CEO of Sandbox and the CEO of Mintbase and uh, Token Fighter, and then I cannot think of the other platform that was there, but like it was something I hadn't heard of until then. And obviously, I wasn't that uh, blown away by it because I do not remember. But they got CGC NFT coming up, which is like 100% NFT focused. There's I don't know. Yeah, I mean, again, I'll just go look at it and find the details. But I heard it here first. Nobody actually knows this yet except me. I am speaking at CGC NFT about NFT Hub and some of the other projects I'm working on, and that's super exciting. Yes, there's the CMO of Arcane, the co-founder of CryptoMibs, the CEO of Everdream, the CEO of Splinterlands, CEO of Reality Gaming. Like, it's crazy to think I'm getting to talk alongside all these people. Sponsored by the Blockchain Gaming Alliance and Being Crypto and Blockchain Gamer News. Like, I'll drop a link to that. If you guys want to, there's free tickets if you want to go. And the last one they did NFT swag bags where you were able to claim a couple different NFTs. Like I think I got a crypto mib and I got or could have got a blockchain cutie, but then like I didn't redeem it in time and didn't honestly care all that much. Then another fun, exciting event while like the event thing is on my mind. It's not till I want to say November, but um, NFT 42 they're responsible for Token Smart and Avastars and InfinFT. Um, they are doing a uh, live like I don't know if it's so much a conference as it is like just a get together and like a Comic Con type thing, but for NFTs. And they're hosting that at I want to say they plan on Caesar's Palace in Vegas. I know it's going to be in Vegas. I don't remember the exact venue they said they were trying to get, but that's going to be really cool, and I'm really excited about that. I'm definitely going to try and go. But that also means I got to get a freaking ID card before then. Like, let me tell you how difficult it is to do things in crypto without being physically capable of doing KYC ever for anything. Just cannot do it because I do not physically have an ID. Got taken away by the judge year and a half or so ago when I got a DUI, and then COVID happened, so like the DMV hasn't been open. And if I go online and I try to replace my ID or even get like just a state ID, I can't. They tell me I have to go in person because I owe the DMV money, but I can't go to the DMV in person because they're closed because of COVID. So like I can't KYC, so I can't uh, sign up. Like I can't um, verify my Coinbase account as an example, so I can't deposit or withdraw or cash out my crypto for fiat through that. And I can't. So I figured maybe another option is Cash App. Like Cash App has a Bitcoin function. Figure, well, I can swap ETH for Bitcoin, and then I can send that Bitcoin to Cash App, and I can sell it and use my Cash App card. But no, I need KYC for that. I can't get on an airplane without, without an identification card. I tried. There down in LA, late last summer, there was a CryptoArt like gallery event in LA downtown, and I was rip roaring ready to go. I got invited. I was gonna like put my work on display, and then I was like, oh, I can't get on a plane without an ID, so I guess I'm not going. A bunch of people told me like I shouldn't go anyway because all the like riots and stuff were going on. They were like, downtown LA is a horrible place to be right now. I'm like, you clearly think of things in a much different sense than I do because I feel like going to downtown LA in the middle of a bunch of riots would be a great time. That's an experience you're never gonna have again. Life's all about experiences. But like, as far as experiences go, the past year in the NFT space has been an absolutely amazing experience, and I don't see it getting any less interesting anytime soon. But probably wrap it up. If anybody's got any last questions or anything, coming up on an hour, and I haven't slept yet, and I got a meeting coming up in a couple hours, and uh, a good 24 hours ago, I was supposed to be working on NFT Hub, and I haven't done that since. So should probably get to getting on that. Maybe even make a demo video while I'm doing things with my camera, even though I hate having my camera being on camera. About to get a 3D goose avatar. Get it. I don't know if you guys if you're familiar with Whale Shark. Um, he's like a huge NFT collector. Also multimillionaire, so he can buy whatever NFT he wants. But like he's very passionately collecting NFTs and art and stuff like that. And he's pseudo anonymous. Like we all know him as Whale Shark, and that's all we know about him. Like he doesn't want people knowing his name or like his actual identity, so he doesn't get doxxed probably, which makes total sense. But like he has like with doing live events and stuff like that, like instead of just putting up a blank screen of like his avatar or whatever, he got I think I don't know, he probably didn't even pay that much for somebody to do it, but like oh, it's 41 skewed out wham. Here, let me toss that in here. But anyway, Whale Shark got somebody to custom make a 3D recreation of his the avatar that he uses, and it's like rigged so that when he's using it as the like instead of being on camera, he puts this 3D avatar up, and like it's rigged to be audio reactive, so when he talks, the mouth moves and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. And I totally want a goose one because I'm not fond of being on camera, but I think it would be awesome. Like I've been on a few different panels and stuff now, and like everybody's on camera doing Zoom calls and stuff like that. And it's like I don't really want to be on camera. I look like a goddamn bum. Like it's not my thing. So I want to get a custom goose one that talks when I talk. I think that'd be awesome. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Did just over an hour. Probably go make a new pot of coffee and work on NFT Hub. Maybe do a little demo video because we're planning the open beta for that on the 1st. And I'm super excited about it. So anyway, for everybody that came, for the couple people still here, anybody watching later, if this is still, because it's going to be on my channel, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Sorry if some of it seems sporadic and random and out of context, because answering questions in the chat and talking on the Zoom call and all that stuff, and I'm scatterbrained, very, very much neurodivergent, so I do like 18 things at a time and might get one of them done in 20 times the amount of time it would take somebody else to do it, because they would just do the one thing. But it's very hard to only do one thing in this space. Like, everything's fighting for your attention, and the whole internet's at your fingertips. And there's no lack of exciting new stuff to learn or experience or discover. Anyway, thanks for coming. Have a great day. This has been episode technically 1, but also technically 2, because the first one turned into like a 4-hour rant about Pokemon and Ark Survival Evolved. Because I got on that topic about owning video game items and stuff, and then it's just like I ran with it and nobody stopped me, so I deleted it, and now this is episode 1 of Good Morning Metaverse. I'll be back on doing it again tomorrow in the morning when I wake up. Peace.